It is unfortunate that you don't seem to understand how we work at the coalition. We have said to Trollip that if you have anything, you have tangible thing against Bobani, please bring it forward. We will act. But we are not just going to jump whenever he says, please jump. We want facts. Bobani has stolen nothing in Port Elizabeth. Bobani has supported the budget. Budget was approved. But Bobani, he has a right to question some of the transactions which the DA mayor is enforcing upon them. We have a right to vote with the coalition, but we have also a right to say we cannot vote with you on this item. Well, all political parties, if we were to remove Zuma next week, in 30 days, they would be free to field their own candidates. Then if there are more than one or two people who are contesting, then there will be a secret ballot. So the winner will run the country. At this point in time, I've got no one in my mind as to who would replace him. But I assume that the ANC, with its majority, having been given a mandate from 2014 to 2019, they will still come up with their candidate, and that candidate will possibly finish the term. As to who will be that, I really am not interested in that. As long as that person will make sure that we recapture the lost ground, restore the image of South Africa, promote ethics of good governance, and we move forward. Well, if I was a member of the ANC and leadership, choice would be theirs as to whether they want to be on the side of South Africans or they are still obsessed in protecting Zuma and his Guptas. So next week's Tuesday march, therefore, will be symbolic enough to serve as a warning to those MPs who would be voting in the afternoon, to say, please, you are here because of us. Now we say take an action. But if you do so, you don't do so, you do it at your own peril because our votes are not guaranteed for 2019. According to our plans is that we will wait for the speaker, that is the leadership of the opposition parties. We will have our own press conference at 2 o'clock on Monday. Let's hope by then the speaker would have conveyed her decision. This is when we will be analyzing her reasons why she would want this to be done secretly or openly. Upon receiving that decision from her office, we will analyze and then come back with our responses. But the worst scenario would be the one where we would say we are not satisfied with the rationality applied by the speaker on this issue. Therefore, we are going to consider the possibility of a judicial review. Obviously, I don't think it would be wise to talk about urgent application. The matter is not urgent. It's been here for almost 8 years. So there are many options. We would also have to look at the energy of the country, people who are marching and so on. Must we cancel such things at the last minute? What are we going to achieve? So it's still too early because if I give you a precise answer, that would be based on a guesswork. Under normal circumstances, if we had a serious government, that question would have not even arisen. But you know that immediately when Zuma ascended to power, he immediately changed the leadership of those institutions and appointed lackeys. Whether you talk national intelligence, the Scorpions were disbanded, you name them. Those people right now, they are waiting for a political decision or a directive. Go and investigate. Under normal circumstances, the police would have long gone and said, Mr. Gigaba, is it true that you did A, B, C, D, E? And then Gigaba give them their statement and then send that document to NPA for their just decision, whether they want to prosecute or not. But the whole institution, almost all these institutions are captured. We were lucky that Thuli Madonsela stood her own ground. The situation would be worse today. So in other words, you will only get a better run institution when Zuma has left the Union building. Not now. One thing I can confirm is that Zuma was clever when he got into his office. He immediately rewarded almost every person, including those who would have resisted him. He gave them cabinet positions. And I'm sure right now the ANC MPs are getting more pressure from the cabinet ministers who says, don't vote against Zuma because they are going to lose. So he has corrupted almost everybody there. So these are only people who are drawn from the rural areas, former homelands, who are there being used as voting cattle. The people with substance who would have said no, he has bribed them with positions. It would be a decision taken by the ANC leadership to say delay as much as you can up until December conference. And because if she were to grant it now and Zuma is removed, some ANC members would say we are going to be having problems in managing this transitional period. But she cannot state that in writing. She would have to tell us reasons which are in line with our constitution. Why is she saying so? But I don't think she can cite the issues of divisions within the ANC. That would not be acceptable. This campaign is no longer with the opposition parties only. The civil society, people like yourselves, you have written letters to individual MPs to say they must vote out Zuma. So I didn't waste my time by going and lobbying ANC members. These are adults. They know what will happen if they continue to keep Zuma in power. But I hear memos that at least over 60, 70 people are guaranteed. But I don't want to pin my hope on that. All what I'm expecting is for the likes of Cyril Ramaphosa, the Blade Nzimandes, and many others. For instance, SACP, I think it has got about 47 members of parliament.
As high as that?
Yes, who are in the list of the ANC. They have already taken a decision at their conference that Zuma must go. So you would expect that they would be automatically voting. But if Cyril's and Blade Nzimandes and others are no longer strong to say, repeat what they have been saying in the last few weeks, then we'll just dub them as nothing else but hypocrites. And we carry on with our lives.
This year?
The answer is a big no. The IEC is not ready for election. They are still looking for about 300 million to finish off their what do you call it, voters' roll registration addresses.
Yes.
And if the ANC were to call for general election, that would be a risk. They would be taking a risk because they are not ready. Also, they are still fighting amongst themselves. So forget that there will be elections this year. The elections are scheduled for 2019. Then beyond 2019, this is where we can begin to predict. So if the trend which we witnessed during local government election continues, where the people are looking at other parties, then that would be a positive thing for this country, so that we will be saying to the people of the world that never again shall South Africa be a one-party state or be dominated by one political party. Because one-party dominance we've proved here that it breeds corruption. So you must expect, therefore, that the ANC might, after 2019, go out and look for partners to run a government. Equally so, if the opposition parties speak one language and agree, they might be saying, yes, we are ready to form a government. So expect also that even DA and ANC might sit down and drink coffee and talk about a need to establish a government of national unity. So there are many options. But forget about elections this year.
I saw Dr. Dennis Worrell.
Now sit down, sir.
Stay seated.
Sorry,
Yeah.
I've been told by the lady next to me to sit. Let me just say that we've known each other many years. And one of the things that I've always admired about you is your ability to deliver focused and short, basic and analytical speeches. And you've done this today, and I think I appreciate it very much. Secondly, I just want to say that I appreciate your party's use of the courts. I think that's extremely important. And thirdly, I just want to ask you a question. Your party is Ciskaian based, originally.
Transkei.
Sorry?
Transkei.
Okay, let's say Transkei. But anyway, let's say Transkei based. I foresee there being in effect, an ANC collapse next year. Do you expect your base to be strengthened in that situation?
The base of the UDM is a strong base, is Eastern Cape. UDM is also strong in Limpopo, Western Cape, Gauteng. But if one were to have the luxury or access to a slush fund like DA and ANC have, I would build a stronger constituencies. So, but this is a process. This year we'll be finishing or celebrating 20 years end of September. Some parties which were formed after us are no longer there. So I'm optimistic that this time around, come 2019, the UDM will be represented with more numbers. There's a reward to what we are doing. Because what we are doing, challenging the ANC as a five-seat represented party in parliament, and you manage to hold 249 MPs to listen to you, why can't the people reward us for having done that? We have 2 weeks ago, asked for a meeting with the IEC commissioners as leaders of the opposition. There are certain issues which we want to raise with them early. So in anticipation of the possible rigging of the election. But I won't get into detail on that. Yeah. What if my favorite is Nkosazana? Why must I praise Cyril? But on a serious note, Cyril Ramaphosa is well known in this country. Even during the time of apartheid, she was in the forefront in galvanizing the support for the ANC and UDF. The way I see it, if Cyril Ramaphosa and Nkosazana Zuma were to reach a compromise and let Cyril run the country as a president and deputized by Nkosazana, you stand a chance of having these two strong individuals who would try by all means to clean the administration. But in the event that they are going to contest each other in December, there are chances that the ANC will be left in that conference. And maybe March, you will see another group which has been defeated, starting something new. Cyril has got an advantage in that he's respected by the unions, working force, the business. He is the craftsman for our constitution. He's got eloquence. On the other hand, the lady, Nkosazana Zuma, we know her to have been a strong minister in the administration. She's a no-nonsense taker. But whether she can outmaneuver Cyril on the public stage, I doubt. But if Zuma is campaigning for his wife, as they say, ex-wife, and some provinces, it's too early to predict who will be the president. But yeah, Cyril will have a maybe better country, but will ANC win the election? That's the question. And I don't want even to try and pin my hopes on that. All what you need is, must not discuss personalities. We must discuss as to what kind of leadership is needed in this country.